Good afternoon, Lordship. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon, Lord.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my lord.
From Delhi Cosmic, under the heading Orders to Defect, CL number 1, DA number 1299 of 22. Ms. Jaswinda Mujumdar, Mr. Mohammed Abdul.
Your Lordship, I am appearing in this case, Your Lordship.
Ignorable. We are looking at Paragon and Clear Lady.
Lordship, I am
Cases-
appearing on behalf of the informant, Your Lordship. Yesterday, Your Lordship, I filed a wakalatnama through email, Your Lord.
Just a minute.
Your Lordship, the case is under Section 376D, 452 IPC, Your Lordship. Although initially she has lodged the complaint, the offence is said to be of 31st August. She has filed complaint on 3rd of September, which was sent under 156(3) for lodging of the FIR, Your Lordship, and thereafter the FIR was lodged on 31st October, Your Lordship. The relevant portion, Your Lordship, because she says there is a delay in lodging of FIR, Your Lordship. Annexure 1 at page 22, Your Lordship.
Yes.
The last line,
Yes.
Your Lordship, although the first portion is yes, that petition number 1 has done this and petition number 2 has, Your Lordship. If Your Lordship permits, then I read the entire FIR, but the last portion is important, Your Lordship.
Yes.
बोलती है कि the entire FIR complaint is, Your Lordship, which was subsequently converted into FIR. मैं उपरोक्त अभियुक्तगण के विरुद्ध मुकदमा करती हूँ कि कथित घटना के दिन वो समय में अभियुक्तगण पिस्तौल और चाकू लेकर मेरे घर में घुस गए। उस वक्त मैं खाना बना रही थी। घुसते ही अभियुक्त संख्या 1 और 2 ने मुझे पकड़ लिया और बलपूर्वक उठाकर पटक दिया। मैं हल्ला करना चाही तो अभियुक्त संख्या 1 अपने हाथ में लिए पिस्तौल से मेरे गले को सटा दिया और अगर हल्ला करोगी तो जान से मार देंगे। अभियुक्त संख्या 2 अपने साथ में लिए चाकू को मेरे गले में सुठा दिया। And thereafter committed rape upon her, Your Lordship, she says. But subsequently, Your Lordship, the last 4th line from the bottom, ये लोग जैसे गवाह सभी को आते देखे त्यों ही सभी अभियुक्तगण भागे। इस प्रकार दोनों अभियुक्तगण मेरे साथ बारी बारी से बलात्कार किए। केस करने में विलंब होने का कारण यह है कि ग्रामीणों ने इसमें पूछा, पहले हम लोग सामाजिक रूप से बैठक करते हैं, इसके बाद जैसा होगा करना। बीते कल ग्रामीणों द्वारा बैठक आहूत की गई, लेकिन अभियुक्तगण पंचायती में आने से इनकार किए तथा तब मैं थाना गई और बड़ा बाबू से मुलाकात नहीं हुई। मुंशी जी ने कहा कि कोर्ट में केस करो। फलतः मैं न्यायालय में मुकदमा दायर कर रही हूँ, Your Lordship. No panchayati paper, not a single chit of paper has been produced, Your Lordship, by the complaint, Your Lordship. Admittedly, there was a land enmity dispute between the parties, and due to that only they have been implicated in this case.
Who is appearing for the informant?
Yes, I am appearing on behalf of the informant, Your Lordship. The case is 376D, Your Lordship, and no one, Your Lordship, the allegations against the informant, against the petitioner. The 376D कभी भी लैंड डिस्प्यूट के लिए अपना जो इज्जत होता है सर उसको कभी भी दांव पे नहीं लगाते हैं। इंडियन कल्चर है। And हुजूर, the co-accused has been twice rejected, Your Lordship, petitioner number जो accused number 2 है, and he is the accused number 1, Your Lordship.
He has not moved, Your Lordship.
By the coordinate bench, Your Lordship.
He has not moved.
For the petitioner, have the learned counsel for the state assisted by the informant. Counsel for the informant. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section so and so. There is an allegation that this petitioner and another co-accused entered the house of the informant and thereafter committed rape upon the victim. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that there is a delay in lodging the FIR. First up, he submits that it is mentioned in the FIR that a panchayati was to be held, but no sheet of paper has been produced in respect to the panchayati. He submits that there is a land dispute which resulted in this case, falsely implicating this petitioner. First up, next paragraph. After going through the complaint which forms a part, on whose basis the FIR was instituted, I find that there is a direct allegation of commission of rape against this petitioner. Thus, I am not inclined to grant bail. Dismissed.
Much obliged, Your Lordship. My name is appearing, Your Lordship.
Give your slip. Give your slip. It will be recorded in the order sheet.
Serial number 2, PA number 130022, Mr. Soumitra Baroi.
Lordship, on behalf of Mr. Sumitro Broy, I pray for Passover in this case. He is engaged in other court, Lordship.
Passover.
Obliged.
Serial number 3, DA number 130122, Mr. Shekhar Prasad Sinha for the petitioner.
May I please, Lordship, my lord, the allegation is that 2 years ago, the marriage of the daughter of the informant was performed with the petitioner, and since 1 year they were living in the house, at enchanted house of Dhari Singh. Thereafter, there was some dispute between both of them. Then informant's daughter was living with the informant. Son-in-law used to come to the house and was making a request again and again to come to live with him. But she was not going. One day on 2018 at about 7:15 p.m. Son-in-law came, asked her to go. When she did not go, he opened fire, my lord. It hit the waist of the informant, my lord. So, my lord, this is, my lord, 307 is not made out actually, my lord, because at the spur of the moment under sudden provocation, my lord, it was under section, it is, my lord, under section, at best, it may be offense under section 308, my lord. So, may I read, my lord, 308?
Yes.
Whoever does any act with such intention or knowledge or under such circumstance that if he by the act caused death, he would be guilty of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, or fine, or with both. If hurt is caused to any person by such act, shall be punished with imprisonment either with discretion for a term which may extend to 7 years. And my lord, petitioner is under custody for a period of 2 years and about 4 months, my lord. So, at best, it is a case under section 307, under heat of passion, at the spur of moment.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the APP appearing on behalf of the state. Full stop. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. It is alleged that there was a difference between the petitioner and his wife, as a result of which the wife was residing separately. It is stated that the wife who was pregnant, it is stated that the wife was pregnant and this petitioner came to the house and suddenly took out a firearm from his pocket and fired with a view to kill the wife. Full stop. The bullet, as a result of such firing, she became injured and suffered a miscarriage. Full stop. Next paragraph. From the counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner submits that the case cannot come within the purview of section 307 of the Indian Penal Code. Rather, it would be under section 308 of the IPC. It submits due to the spur of the moment the entire occurrence had taken place. He submits that there was no intention to commit murder. Full stop. Next paragraph. From the impugned order, I find that the informant is an eyewitness to the said occurrence. There is a miscarriage caused by firearm injury. The charge has been framed on 1/3/2021 under section 307, 313 of the IPC and 27 of the Arms Act. Further, I find that 2 empty bullets were also recovered from the place of occurrence. Considering the direct allegation against the petitioner, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. The same is dismissed.
Since he is in custody for a period of more than 2 years and 4 months, trial may be expedited, my lord, order may be passed.
The petitioner is in custody for more than a year.
More than 2 years, my lord.
2 years, it is expected that trial would be expedited and concluded at the earliest.
Obliged, my lord.
Serial number 4, DA number 130422, Mr. Rao.
May I lordship. Lordship, allegation under section 376, 363 and 376 of and 4 by 6 POCSO Act, lordship. Lordship, allegation in the fact that informant is the petitioner is the jijaji of the informant, lordship. It is alleged that petitioner come to the house of this informant and take her to his house by the motorcycle and keep her for some days. And between she established a physical relationship with her. Thereafter, with the help of the wife of this petitioner, she back to her home. Thereafter, on 19/10/2021, with the help of the petitioner wife, the informant back to her home. Lordship, thereafter, on the basis of this allegation, FIR has been issued after 12 days of the occurrence, Lordship. The matter of fact that there is some extramarital affairs with the petitioner and an informant. An informant used to come to the house of the petitioner with the excuse that she's come to the meet with his sister. But she has been caught by the wife of this petitioner, and she has been same has been informed to the parents of the informant. Thereafter, on the basis of some family dispute, the FIR has been issued, Lordship. Although, Lordship, the informant as well as the parents of this, they have been already been examined on the last Friday, Lordship. And there is and they have been declared hostile, Lordship.
By the learned counsel for the petition, heard the learned counsel for the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Full stop. There's an allegation that this petitioner, who happens to be the brother-in-law of the victim, minor victim, brother-in-law within bracket लिखिए, जीजा, of the minor victim has committed rape upon her. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that being the sister-in-law, this petitioner, the victim used to often visit this petitioner. Full stop. It is alleged, he submits that there was some extramarital affair which has been given a color of this case as color of the criminal case as she was caught with this petitioner.
Wife of this petitioner.
Yes.
No, wife. She has been caught by the wife of this.
Yes, caught with the petitioner.
Okay.
She has been caught with the petitioner. Full stop.
Yeah.
Next paragraph. Be that as it may, from the statement recorded under 164 CRPC of the victim, who is aged about 17 years, I find that she has alleged commission of rape upon her. Considering the aforesaid fact, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner at this stage. Rejected. However, the petitioner will be at liberty to renew his prayer after examination of the victim during trial.
Lordship, she has been already been examined, Lordship, in last Friday, Lordship.
Last Friday.
How हो गया है?
What is the statement?
She has been declared hostile, Lordship. वो बोली कि हम वहां जाते थे, दीदी को शक हो गया था मेरे पास.
Last बात लिखिए. Rejected. Trial to be concluded. The trial should be concluded preferably within a period of 6 months.
4 या 5 गवाही हो चुका है. By the way, बस expedite करने का जल्दी हो जाता तो जल्दी ही हो जाता.
पहले expedite कर दीजिए. Trial to be expedited. Since the witnesses have, since many of the witnesses have already been examined. Submitted by the counsel for the petition.
164 में एक बात वो खुद भी बोली है कि हम अपने मर्जी से उनके यहाँ आते जाते थे.
There's no problem. आना जाने से who is stopping? About 376. Yes.
Serial number 5, PA number 1303 of 22, Mr. Shiv Kumar Singh.
Lordship, defects I undertake to remove, Lordship. I have file type copy, Lordship, but the other defect is.
What is the GR number?
GR number is not tested FIR.
GR number is missing.
Yes, not sitting Paravan and Priya.
Not necessary. PS case has been rightly mentioned.
PS case number has been rightly mentioned, Lordship.
PS case number 7051. Yes, what is the case?
Case of 302, Lordship, allegation that the deceased was killed by one person who has been identified as another Nagendra Bhuiya, and there is a love affair between Dukhni Bhuiya. Lordship, this case has been lodged, and my name is come merely on suspicion, and they only associate with the main accused person, Nagendra Bhuiya.
So you were there.
Who has identified Nagendra Bhuiya on a spot, Lordship.
No, you were present there at the spot also.
कहा जाता है कन्फेशन में कि हम बाहर थे, गेट के बाहर में थे, कोई देखा नहीं.
Lord, in impugn orders, several paragraphs of case diary has been mentioned, Lordship. Therefore, it would be better to call for CD in this case, Your Lordship. In confessional another statement, it has come that he has committed murder with the co-accused.
What is the relevance of the confessional statement?
Lord, this is not, but some iniquity.
Informant has identified the person who has assaulted Nagendra Bhuiyan, Lord.
Call for the case diary. Call for the case diary.
Lordship,
Lord.
apply.
Serial number 6, PA number 1206/22, Mr. S.P. Sinha.
Lordship, I appear, Lordship. Section is 25(1)(b)(a), 35 of the Arms Act, Lordship. Allegation is that, Lordship, position of this petitioner, one pistol was recovered, and
Custody.
thereafter one
Custody.
custody, Lordship, 23/11 to 21, Lordship.
City
Started,
and-
Lordship, हुजूर का जो कल मंगाया एक डायरी को कोई कुछ का के द्वारा वो BA नंबर 1290 में मंगाया हुआ
BA 1290.
हाँ 1290 में हुजूर के द्वारा हुआ है
List this case along with BA number 1290 of 22. Full stop.
क्या जा रही है
The antecedent report of this petitioner.
Serial number 7, PA number 1307/22, Mr. Sarendra.
My lord, allegation under section 147, 148, 149, 307 of the IPC and under section 25, 1A, 26, 27, 35 of the Arms Act, my lord. My lord, there is general and omnibus allegation is against this petitioner, my lord. A specific allegation of firing is against co-accused Vikram Singh, my lord, who has already been granted regular bail, my lord, and similarly situated co-accused Shubham Singh has been enlarged on bail, my lord, by the Annexure 2, my lord. And nothing incriminating has been recovered from his possession, my lord.
Does not tell you the. What is the name of petitioner number 2?
Muhammad Sadman Ahmad alias Sadman Ahmad alias Salman.
Yes, Salman. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. There's an allegation that some altercation had taken place between some person near a tea stall, at a tea stall near Jhanda Chowk, first up. On receipt of the said information, the police arrived at the place of occurrence and could come to know that a dispute had arisen between this petitioner, between the petitioner and others, as they were demanding their share of amount which they have received after selling narcotic products. So it is alleged that one Vikram Singh took out a pistol from his waist and fired 2 rounds to terrorize the nearby people. But no injury was caused to anyone. Full stop. It is alleged that Vikram Singh and Shubham Singh fled away from the place of occurrence. Police recovered the cartridges. Full stop. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not involved in any of the offence. He submits that admittedly the allegation of firing is not upon the petitioner, rather it is upon Vikram Singh. Full stop. Further, he submits that when Shubham Singh has been granted bail by coordinate bench of this court in BA number so and so annexure 2, he submits the case of the petitioner stands on the similar footing. Full stop. Next paragraph. The APP opposes the prayer but cannot ignore the fact, cannot dispute the fact that similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail and so on and so on. Considering the fact that similarly situated accused has been granted bail, 10,000 to sureties.
Serial number 8, DA number 1308 of 22, Mr. Tarun Kumar, number 1.
Yes, my lord. The offense under section 392 IPC lawsuit, the petitioner is not named in the FIR. During the investigation lawsuit, this petitioner, along with the two persons, Randhir Kumar and the Janardhan, alias Chandradev Hajra, has been arrested by the police lordship. After that, they have confessed their guilt before the police. And thereafter, the lordship, the mobile phone has been recovered from the possession of one Kusal Kumar, who has disclosed the name of the petitioner and others lordship. And he is in custody since 12/8/2021. And it has come in the last line of the impugn order lordship. Name of the petitioner is appearing in the 3 cases lordship. In all the cases, he is not named in the FIR, and after the institution of this case lordship, in all the cases, maybe has been given by the IO lordship. The co-accused has been granted bail by the coordinate bench of this court lordship, who were apprehended by the police along with this petitioner lordship. The Randhir Kumar and Janardhan Hajra alias Chandradev Hajra.
Just a
The name of petitioner is spelling stated as Wakalat number does not tally with impugn order.
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. It is alleged that some unknown person have looted the informant. Full stop. Bag containing cash and mobile were also was looted. Full stop. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not named in the FIR. The charge sheet has already been submitted in this case.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes,
Charge sheet
yes.
been submitted. And the petitioner is in custody since
12/8/2021 lordship.
12/8/2021.
21.
And similarly situated co-accused Janardhan Hajra has been granted bail in BA number 7662 of 2021. APP opposes the prayer but cannot. Yes? Who is the APP?
Lord. Yes, Lord.
Similarly situated granted bail.
I
Situated has been granted bail. 10,000 to sureties.
Obliged.
Serial number 9, DA number 1310 of 22.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Pocket welfare stamp of
Offence registered under section 147.
Remove the defect. The defects in respect of advocate welfare stamp should be removed within 2 weeks.
Lordship, 1 week. कर दिया।
Including the other defects should be removed within 1 week as prayed for.
Lordship.
Serial number 10, DA number 1311 of 22. Mr. Rajesh Kumar.
Yes.
Ignorable.
Kitna?
One defect matter is ignorable.
Who appears?
For NCB, I am representing Melody opposite side.
Who is appearing for the petitioner? What is the material recovered?
200 kg violated ganja.
From where?
He is driver come owner, and it was from his truck that it was recovered. Melody.
No one is appearing. Who is the counsel? Rajesh Kumar? No one appears on behalf of the petitioner.
Mr. Rajesh Kumar is there now. Probably he will.
Rajesh Kumar is here. Yes, Mr. Rajesh Kumar.
It is not my case, Lordship. I am an additional public prosecutor. There are so many Rajesh Kumar, Lordship.
No one appears on behalf of the petitioner. Place this case on Friday before this bench.
Grateful, my lord.
Serial number 11, DA number 1313 of 22, Mr. Vikas Sinha, Mr. Vikas Sinha, Mr. Manish Kumar.
But the FIR is against unknown. The FIR is at page 13. It is alleged that two unknown persons came to the office of the informant, handed over one threatening letter that he is required to give some rangdari, and thereafter from different phone
How
numbers.
well understood?
That's my only ground of implication is my own confessional statement. Neither I was put on TIP.
He antecedents.
But I have stated in paragraph 11 that in all cases, on the basis of confessional statement, I was accused.
Affidavit has been filed by the state informing the details of the cases which have been instituted against this petitioner, and the present status of those cases should also be mentioned.
A state should file counter affidavit, my lord.
Yes?
A state should file, my lord.
Then who will file?
हम नहीं सुन सके थे हुजूर इसीलिए.
Yes, next.
Serial number 12, DA number 1314 of 22.
Definitely state has to file. You cannot file an affidavit. Yes.
Lordship, I am observing this case, Lordship. Section is 302, 201, 306 by 34 IPC, Lordship. This petitioner is named in the FIR, Lordship. Very short FIR, Lordship. May I read, Lordship?
Yes.
Very short FIR, running page 11, Lordship.
Yes.
शब्द निवेदन तो करने की 150 परैया ग्राम लोधन का रहने वाला हूँ. दिनांक 25/3/2021 को समय करीब 3 बजे दिन में मेरी लड़की अदिता कुमारी उम्र करीब 15 वर्ष घर से बिना किसी को बताए निकल गई थी. जब शाम होने पर घर वापस नहीं आई तो मैं अगल बगल आस पड़ोस में खोजने लगा, पर कहीं पता नहीं चला. मैं खोजबीन कर रहा था कि आज दिनांक 30/3/2021 को समय करीब 7 बजे सुबह संगरा पहाड़ पर चिलबिली पेड़ पर साड़ी से फंदा के सहारे लटका हुआ मिला. तब मैं पुलिस को सूचना दिया तो पुलिस आई और मेरी पुत्री अदिता कुमारी के शव को बरामद कर पोस्टमार्टम के लिए ले गई. आगे कहना है कि अमरदेव भुइया, दिस पिटिशनर, उम्र करीब 19 वर्ष, पिता रामजी भैया, थाना जिला का पड़ा. मेरी बेटी अदिता कुमारी से बातचीत वह मिलता जुलता करीब 1 वर्ष से करते आ रहा था. मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि स्वयं बिनामी का नाम.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence punishable under section 306 of 34 of the Indian Penal Code. Full stop. It is alleged that the daughter of the informant went missing. Thereafter, the dead body was found hanging from a tree. Full stop. The same line. The informant suspected that the petitioner and others have hand in the aforesaid occurrence. Full stop. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that there is no eyewitness and only on the basis of suspicion this petitioner has been made an accused. He submits that just because this petitioner was married to some other girl, the victim has committed suicide, which is also supported from the statement of the other witnesses. Next paragraph. After hearing the parties, I have gone through the impugned order. From the impugned order, I find that some witnesses, statement of some witnesses were recorded during investigation, and though those witnesses stated that the father of this petitioner arranged marriage of this petitioner with some other girl, as a result of which the deceased was compelled to commit suicide. First up, the postmortem report also suggests that the death was due to asphyxia on account of hanging. Full stop. Considering the nature of allegation and the cause and nature of allegation and the reasons for which the suicide was committed, I am inclined to release this petitioner on bail 10,000 to sureties.
Serial number 13, DA number 1315 of 22, Mr. Sundar Manindar, Mr. Vikram Singh.
Your Lordship, I am appearing in this case. There is one petition, section 385, 387, 414, 120B, 34 IPC, along with 25(1)AA, 2635 Arms Act, and 17(1)(2) of
Were
the
apprehended
CDI.
from the place of occurrence.
Yeah, I was apprehended, although I say from the
Was recovered.
on the confession of the state. Your Lordship, page 24 में देखा जाए, गणेश महतो गिरफ्तार व्यक्ति जब्तस्तान के साथ चुटकी में प्रस्थान किया। गणेश महतो के घर पहुंचा, घर से लिया विधिवत जब्ती से गणेश महतो के पास से एक काला रंग का निभो कंपनी का मोबाइल, जिसका विधिवत जब्ती सूची बनाकर जब्त किया एंड पकड़ाए व्यक्ति को विधिवत गिरफ्तार किया। ऑन द कन्फेशन ऑफ द एक्यूज, आई हैव बीन अरेस्टेड फ्रॉम माय हाउस. ओनली वन मोबाइल हैज बीन रिकवर्ड, योर लॉर्डशिप. नो इंसिडेंट. वन ऑफ द एक्यूज हैज बीन
APP, no arm was recovered from the possession of this petitioner.
Yes, my lord.
Arms were not recovered.
Yes, my lord. Arms recovered, my lord, from the position of the house, my lord.
From the house of this petitioner.
Yes, my lord. Kindly see my page number 34 for order sheet, my lord.
Yes.
Arms, Horil Bhuya, Rahul Kumar, Umesh Kumar, Dilip Kumar, Ganesh Mahato. My lord, Ganesh Mahato, my lord. There on his disclosure several arms and ammunition and so and so, my lord, recover. Turkey Forest, my lord.
Read the FIR.
Your Lordship, I'll just read the FIR right from the beginning.
Yes, APP, read the FIR.
Well, on confession of co-accused, my lord, his name transfer.
गणेश महतो सोनसो के घर पहुंचा, विधिवत छापामारी किया। गणेश महतो पिता सोनसो जिला सोनसो के पास से एक काला रंग का मोबाइल जिसका सोनसो को विधिवत जब्ती सूची कराकर जब्त किया एवं पकड़ा गए व्यक्ति को विधिवत गिरफ्तार किया।
My lord.
उसके बाद जिसके एक प्रति पकड़ाए व्यक्ति को हस्ताक्षर कराया। उपस्थिति बल कहता सो रीड
पूछते हैं कि नाम चारों मोबाइल
उपस्थित बल आरक्षी संघ का इतना शर्मा दोनों
सूची बनाते हुए जब्त किया गया।
मोबाइल
या कि पकड़ाए व्यक्ति से पूछताछ करने पर बताया कि टीबी टीम के सदस्य है और नायक जी के साथ विभिन्न स्थानों पर
लेने काम करते हैं।
चतरा जिला एवं चतरा के में ग्रामीण रहते हैं एवं लोगों को धमका के फोन से लेवी मांग करते। पकड़ाए व्यक्ति एवं जब्त सभी सामानों को छापामारी दल के साथ। तो इसका घर से क्या मिला?
मोबाइल
of the state. There's an allegation that on the tip of the police raided several places and one co-accused was arrested. From on confessional statement of the said co-accused, this petitioner's house was raided and this petitioner was also arrested, from where his mobile phone was recovered. Full stop. This petitioner confessed that he is a member of a band organization and used to collect levy from several persons and he works for the band organization. Full stop. Thereafter, house of several accused were raided and arms and ammunition and other incriminating articles were recovered. Full stop. Next paragraph. After hearing the parties and the APP, I find that the petitioner was arrested on the basis of the confessional statement of co-accused, and admittedly, only a mobile phone was seized from the house of this petitioner. Full stop. Considering the first fact, 10,002 sureties.
Serial number 14, BA number 1316 of 22. Discussion from Gautam.
Lordship, I am appearing in this case, Your Lordship. The allegation is under section 395 of the IPC, Lordship. The petitioner is under custody since 13/6/2021, Your Lordship. Three co-accused have been given bail on similar footing by a court bench.
What is the order?
The Lordship, it is annexed in 32 and 33, Your Lordship.
There are 11 defects, my lord. The main are provision of law may be collected, earlier statement with respect to.
You remove the defect, there are 11 defects, it cannot be ignored. The defects cannot be ignored, full stop, counsel for the petitioner, it will remove the defects within 2 weeks.
Lordship, I'll review it, Lordship. Much obliged, Lordship.
Serial number 15, DA number 1319 or 22, Mr. Abhay Kumar Reddy.
Yes, Madam. I agree, ma'am. It's one of the case under NDPS Act, my lords.
Recovery.
My lord, from there are two petitions, my lord. From the recovery is from the position of petitioner number 2, 1 kg 150 grams of opium, my lords, and from position of petitioner number 1 there is no recovery, my lords.
How do you say there is no recovery?
Yes.
They were riding in the same motorcycle.
No, different motorcycle. My lord, they tried to free away. 4 persons were there on 2 motorcycles, my lord, and 2 persons were apprehended and 2 fled away. And the recovered quantity is not the commercial quantity, my lord. It is intermediary quantity, 1 kg, 150 grams, my lords.
Rejection of bail of Upendra Gandhi, that is petitioner number 2, name is not appearing in the concluding para of due process. This is not appearing in concluding para of due process.
लिखे दो. Though the bail application from the first paragraph of the impugned order, it is apparent that the bail application was filed by 2 petitioners. But from the last paragraph of the impugned order, I get that the court below has only recorded the name of one petitioner, that is Ramadhan Ganju. Full stop. Thus, the impugned order be sent to the court concerned for correcting for necessary correction.
Serial number 16, DA number 132022.
My lord, prayer for grant of regular bail, my lord, under section 147, 148, 149, 323, 324, 307, 379, 354, 504, and 506 of the IPC. My lord, FIR is at, my lord, relevant portion, my lord, is at page 18, my lord. This is short FIR, my lord. If my lord may permit, I may read it.
Yes, yes, yes.
सबने निवेदन है कि मैं सरस्वती देवी उम्र 55 वर्ष पति निर्मल पांडे ग्राम तपसा थाना सिमलिया ओपी जिला चतरा का रहने वाला हूं। आज दिनांक 24/7/2021 को समय करीब 9:30 बजे कैलाश पांडे 55 अनमोल पांडे मेरी पुश्तैनी जमीन पर ट्रैक्टर से जोतकोड़ कर रहे थे। जब हम दोनों पति पत्नी अपने जमीन पर जोतकोड़ करने से मना किया तो पूर्व में घात लगाए बैठे नीतीश कुमार पांडे, मनीष पांडे, पिटिशनर हियरिंग माय लॉर्ड, दोनों पिता कैलाश पांडे, तीनों साकिन तपसा थाना जिला सिमरिया सिला ओपी जिला चतरा के सभी धारदार हथियार एवं कुदाल लेकर हम दोनों पति पत्नी को बेरहमी से मारपीट करने लगे। फिर कैलाश पांडे और आए और मुझे गर्दन पकड़ कर पटक दिए, जिससे मैं बेपर्दा हो गई और पूरी
Heard the counsel for the state, heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. First step. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Full stop. There is an allegation that because of a land dispute, the informant party was assaulted. Full stop. Next para. From the impugned order, I find that the allegation against the petitioner is general and omnibus in nature, that is of assault. Whereas the allegation of molestation and outraging the modesty of the informant is upon Kailash Pandey and not upon this petitioner. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, 10,002 sureties.
Obliged.
Serial number 17, DA number 1321 of 22. Mr. Gupta.
In this case, my lord, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. I am praying for 1 week's time, my lord, because I am out of स्टेशन में मिलो
You are out of station.
आउट ऑफ स्टेशन में मिलो
What are the defects? Vakalatama?
Not in original. It is already older than 6 months. It's present.
If the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so, the petitioner is not named in the FIR. The allegation is that the informant's motorcycle was stolen by some unknown person. So next paragraph. The petitioner was arrested. He confessed his guilt, and on pointing out that the motorcycle was recovered. Full stop. The petitioner is in custody since 1/2/2021. That is more than a year. Considering the period of custody, 10,002 sureties.
लॉर्डशिप ऑफ
DA number 1322 of 22, Mr. Gaurav Predarshi.
May I please, Your Lordship? The application for grant of regular bail, offences under section 394, 411 IPC, read the section.
Just a minute, Mr. Counsel, please.
There are 3 defects. Second is that Vakalatama has not been accepted, and earlier statement regarding criminal revision has not been stated at Parati.
Vakalatama has not been accepted. To remove the defect, Mr. Counsel, 2 weeks to remove the defect. As the
Lordship, I need to remove the defect, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Serial number 18, Your Lordship.
Yes, you have to remove the defect. The defects cannot be ignored. The defects are such that it cannot be ignored.
Lordship, I undertake to remove the defects, Your Lordship.
2 weeks. 2 weeks to remove the defect.
Lordship.
DA number 19, DA number 1323 of 22, Ms. Vani Kumari, Mr. Dayal.
Notice the allegation is below. Main allegation is 307 of the IPC. With the petitioner not named, no TIP, confession पे नाम आया, उसका बेल हो गया, annexation 2 हम लगा दिए हैं. Charge submitted है. Custody में notice 15/7/2021. Now case is below.
Yes.
The allegation is that when the informant sat on his car, then when 3 persons came on motorcycle, they started beating the driver, and the informant when started fleeing away, they shot fire but did not hit the informant. This is the case. Later on below, the one Chandrasekhar Thakur, on the basis of confession of Chandrasekhar Thakur, this petition was implicated in this case. Chandrasekhar Thakur has been granted bail by annexation 2. He is not named, no TIP.
You are Sonu Kumar Bhakta. You are also arrested.
I was also arrested, but the confession of Chandrasekhar Thakur was at first when that was recorded.
Where is Chandrasekhar Thakur who has been granted bail? Where is that order?
Annexation 2 minutes. Kalia, we looked at annexation 2, page number 1440. Then another person has also been granted bail by annexation.
Have the counsel for the petitioner, have the counsel for the state. Next para. It is alleged that some unknown miscreant attacked a driver of a vehicle who managed to flee. Full stop. It is alleged that while he was fleeing, he was shot at by firearm. Full stop. Next para. The petitioner is not named in the FIR, but from the records, I find that similarly situated co-accused Chandrasekhar Thakur has been granted bail by a coordinate bench of this court in BA number 13033 of 2021. The APP opposes the prayer. Yes, who is the APP?
Yes, my lord, I am appearing.
Chandrasekhar Thakur,
Similar.
He admits that the case, he opposes the bill, but cannot controvert the fact that the case of this petitioner stands on a similar footing to that of Chandrasekhar Thakur. 10,000 two sureties with the condition. You see the condition which is there in the order passed by Chandrasekhar Thakur's case, Annex 2.
Serial number 20, BA number 132422, Mr. Rashid Kumar Sani.
May please, Lordship. In this case, and after 7 years of the occurrence, at the age of 24 years, informant complaints that in 2014 they developed physical relation. Thereafter, she was married with another boy in 2016. Then, my lord, it is said that the petitioner alleged to have disclosed this fact to her matrimonial home, and therefore this case has been lodged under section 376(3) and under section 6 of the POCSO Act. Lordship, may kindly see Annexure 1, page 10 is the first information report, stating that in 2014, she happens to be the cousin sister of the petitioner. It is alleged that in 2014 they developed physical relation. She did not tell it to any person, and ultimately she was married with another boy in 2016. And thereafter, this petitioner alleged to have made complaint to her matrimonial home, and then this case has been lodged. In 2021, at the age of 24 years, the very 22 years, in second sentence of the FIR, she describes her age to be 22 years.
Execution of petitioner stated that Wakalatnaman does not tally the bond.
Mr. Sani.
Yes, Lord.
The accused is signed as Nitish Kumar Mahato. You have everywhere it is written as Nitish Kumar. So you have to
in
make,
the impugn order also, my lord, your lordship, may kindly see for a moment.
so you have to make that alias name alias Nitish Kumar Mahato, otherwise you will not be, even if
In
it
the
is.
impugn order, it is Nitish Kumar, my lord.
So, but his execution is Nitish Kumar Mahato.
Yes, my lord, yes, I followed, my lord.
Make it necessary. 1 week.
Within yes, my lord, within a week, my lord.
Within a week to remove the defects.
Oblige, my lord.
Serial number 21, BA number 1325 22.
Yes, ma'am. This case.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. This case has been registered under section 304B, madams. 323, 498A, 304B, 328, 120B of the IPC, madams.
Yes.
Under section, yes, ma'am. One of the petitioner before your lordship is the husband, madams. My lord, some dates are very much relevant in this case, my lords. That it is alleged that on 3rd of May 21, my lords, her in-laws administered her the Harpic, my lords. And thereafter she was admitted in the hospital TMH, my lords. There she got treatment from 3rd of May 21 to and 11th of May. She was discharged from there, my lords. And it is said that again she was admitted in the hospital on 15/5/21, my lords. And she died on 21st, my lords. In a span of about 20 days, my lord, there is no statement of the victim, my lords. No case was instituted, my lord. And when she died, my lord, thereafter the case. Pardon, my lord?
How did she die?
Visra has been kept reserved, my lord. Visra has been reserved. Postmortem report we called for, my lords, and to see, my lords, and what are the statements of the
Case diary, postmortem report.
Your Lordship, I am appearing for the informant, Your Lordship.
You send your memo of appearance. Your name will be printed in the correspondence and the order sheet also.
BA number 22, BA number 1326 Ms. Jacinda Manipal.
Lordship, appearing this case, Lordship. The case is under NDPS Act, Lordship. The allegation is that the petitioners were illegally cultivating
Call for the
plants.
case diary. Call for the case diary. First up, the state will file an affidavit intimating this court as to whether the petitioner is involved in any other similar nature of cases or not.
Right.
Serial number 23, DA number 1327 of 22. Mr. Javed
In
Singh.
this case, Lord,
Yes.
offences under section 414, 420 by 34 of IPC. FIR against unknown person, Lord. Only on the basis of confessional statement of co-accused person, my name has
You are
been transferred.
Purushottam Singh.
Yes, Lord.
You are Purushottam Singh.
Sorry, Lord.
You are Purushottam Singh.
Yes, Lord.
Petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section 7. On the basis of the informant suspected that Guddu Mishra was just a minute. The informant who is an SI in the Fardbian, it's mentioned that Guddu Mishra was apprehended after receipt of secret information, that the said accused was dealing in stolen motorcycle. Full stop. Said Guddu Mishra disclosed the name of other two accused who used to supply the stolen motorcycle to him. Full stop. It is alleged that at the instance of the Guddu Mishra, one motorcycle was recovered from the house of this petitioner. Full stop. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is in custody since unmute yourself.
19th of April 21.
19th April 2021, and charge sheet has already been submitted in this case. He submits that the petitioner has been made an accused, implicated in this case on the basis of a confession statement of co-accused. First step. He submits that, in fact, no motorcycle was recovered from his possession. First step. Next step. After hearing the parties, I find that the petition is in custody since and charge sheet has already been submitted. First, further, the name of the petitioner transferred from confessional statement of co-accused 10,000 to sureties.
Serial number 24, DA number 1328 of 22. Mr. Sudhir Kumar Roy.
Yes, Your Lordship. In this case, Lordship, 2 weeks time may be granted for file supplementary affidavit, Lordship, regarding para 2, Lordship. Para 2, Lordship.
Petitioner again moved in ABA as per report of distant computer section and ground cover page has not stated.
Time may be granted, Lordship.
Still may be given by way of essay, and there are other fields.
4 आदमी का फाइल हुआ था.
Earlier, petitioner.
Lordship.
Earlier, you have moved.
Anticipatory move, anticipatory will, Lordship. For person have been moved, their anticipatory will has been rejected, Lordship. I could not mention para 2, Lordship.
Ignored.
Yes, Your Lordship.
You are an absconder.
Lordship.
You are an absconder since 2018.
इसमें जो 4 आदमी 4 person have been acquitted, Lordship. Even husband has also been acquitted, Lordship.
You are waiting for
husband, father-in-law, mother-in-law, Bhensu, Lordship, all have been acquitted, Lordship.
Just explain that why you are an absconder. Why I will grant you bail when admittedly you are an absconder.
चार्ज में जो चार्ज फेल हो गया है, Lordship, और all person have been Bhensu हम सेपरेट हम बाहर में रहते थे, Lordship, हमको नॉलेज नहीं था, Lordship. बाद में जो ये हुआ.
So the next one, the counsel for the petitioner submits that many of the co-accused has been acquitted in this case. He submits that even the husband has also been acquitted, and the petitioner is the. Who are you?
Bhensu, Lordship.
He is the
Bhensu.
brother-in-law of the deceased. First up, next para. Be that as it may, from the impugned order, it is quite clear that the petitioner was declared as an absconder, and charge sheet was submitted on 3/11/2018, showing him as an absconder. Full stop. On the basis of a permanent warrant of arrest, the petitioner was apprehended only on 9/8/2021. Full stop. Next para. Since the petitioner was an absconder, there are high probability that the petitioner will abscond again Thus, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner.
Any condition may be imposed, Lordship. Each and every date I will give.
In trial court
Each
is
and
there,
every date.
put the trial at the earliest. Yes. Next.
Serial number 25, PA number 1329 of 22, Mr. Amish Kumar, Mr. Idris Sinha.
Yes, my lords. This is a case under section 498, 494, 328, 306 of the IPC, my lords.
Who are you?
The husband.
Why is
And
it?
charge sheet has been submitted
Poison.
under section 306 of the IPC.
Poison. Poison. Deceased consumed poison.
Yes.
Why?
Because that is the reason, my lords. I am not the cause of death is kept pending in para 43, my lord. That is not that is what we have come to. The CD shows that the cause of death is yet to be ascertained.
Just a minute. What is the name of this petitioner?
Sajjan Singh.
Sajjan Singh.
I am not claiming to be the husband. It is said that I am the husband, but I am not claiming to be husband.
Sajjan Singh. What is the name? How do you pronounce your name?
Yes, Sajjan, my lord. That movie of that same Sajjan.
What? Which Sajjan?
Oh, my lord, that Sajjan Singh. His name is Sajjan, my lord.
But what is the spelling in Hindi? You have signed it in something. Sajjan.
Sajjan है हिंदी में भी Sajjan है.
Jen. You have Hindi. You see the signature in Hindi. It's Sajjan. Sajen. Whereas you have been named as Sajan. In Hindi, how do you spell?
They have said
Jana.
Jana.
There is a ekar there.
His lordship is reading from
हिंदी में एक एकार है ज के ऊपर.
So यहाँ पे kindly see page 18 minutes. Page 18.
I am seeing the वकालतनामा.
अच्छा वकालतनामा.
So correct the वकालतनामा.
No. FIR they have said it spelled it like the SAJN.
So that means the person who has sworn the वकालतनामा is not the same person.
I have to see. I have to inspect the वकालतनामा there.
स में आ की मात्रा, ज में ए की मात्रा, न then सिंह.
सब जगह
साजन सिंह.
FIR में साजन.
Sajjan, what do you intend to do?
I will have to make it because in the Aadhaar card is English spelling is SAJN, and we have therefore given it.
Yes, he must be SAJN, but he signs at Sajjan Singh. You do whatever you want to do. 2 weeks.
I will file an affidavit or make it his alias name.
Yes, 2 weeks to remove the defect.
Serial number 26, BA number 1331 of 22, Mr. Kumari.
Yes, my lord, I am appearing in this case, my lord.
Yes. Yes.
Section 409, 420 of the IPC, your lordship, and 120 of the IPC, my lord. The allegation is, my lord, that some amounts were
How much money defaulted?
My lord?
How much?
It's around, my lord, 29 lakhs, my lord. But, my lord, the branch manager of the Godda Sahakari Bank, your lordship, he was examined by the IO. He said, my lord,
Case diary.
Serial number 27, BA number 1332 of 22, Mr. Abhay Kumar Chaturvedi.
Yes, madam.
Yes.
This case registered under section 364, 365, 300, 220B of the IPC matters.
302.
Yes, ma'am, 302 matters. Though a first information report has been lodged against 6 named persons, but it appears from the first information report that there is no eyewitness to the occurrence matters. As per the case of the prosecution,
Definitely you are an absconder. Case of the year 2007, and you are surrendering.
from the impugned order, my lord, it doesn't appear that
2021. Yes.
Yes.
The case is of the year
Yes,
2007.
yes, my lord. When the charge sheet was submitted, when whether it was declared, that is not.
Not now. The petitioner from the impugned order, I find that the case is of the year 2007. Petitioner number 1 is named in the FIR, and the role of the petitioner number 2 has also been assigned in the FIR. This clearly suggests that, knowing fully well about their involvement, the petitioners did not choose to appear before the court or before the investigating officer. And full stop. They are in custody only from 20/12/2021. This clearly suggests the avoiding tendency of this petitioner. Full stop. Thus, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner at this stage. Avoiding tendency of the petitioner from trial. From trial.
Bill number 28, BA number 1335 of 22, Mr. Deepak Kumar Sinha.
Yes.
5 defects, but name of advocate may be corrected at presentation from as well as ADCP.
Yes.
Petitioner is a minor, my lord.
Who is a minor? The victim is minor.
Yes, my lord. The age of 17 years old, my lord.
Yes.
There is a direct and assisted allegation against the petitioner.
Who is for the petitioner?
Anupam Anand, my lord.
Deepak Kumar Sinha. No one appears Friday before this bench.
Serial number 29, BA number 1338 of 22, Mr. Abhay Kumar Chaturvedi.
Yes, Mr. Chaturvedi.
Hello, details of petitioner number 1 may be stated in both the page number 1 and including areas. Just one other.
Yes.
अनम्यूट है, आप अनम्यूट है सर, अनम्यूट कीजिए सर, आप म्यूट है सर, अनम्यूट कीजिए.
Unmute yourself.
Sorry, sir. Yes,
Your petitioner Kumkaran, let him sleep.
they are the driver and khalasi, my lord.
Yes.
This
It is alleged that the petitioners are only a driver and the khalasi.
They are not the persons who are indulged in the illegal transportation or the business of Islam, my lord.
Listen to the order. The petitioners are the drivers and khalasi of a vehicle. Full stop. As per the concept of the petitioner, they are earning their livelihood by driving the commercial vehicle. They have got nothing to do with the seized material. It is stated that they have nothing to do with the seized material, not with the transportation. They submit that they work as per the dictate of the transporter and or the owner of the vehicle. It submits that, being an employee, they cannot even think of disobey the dictate of the owner. Also, considering next paragraph, the allegation is that 2887 kg of poppy straw in 148 sacks were being transported in the truck which was being driven by this petitioner. Full stop. The truck was registered at Rajasthan. So are the petitioners are also resident of Rajasthan. So considering the huge quantity which has been recovered, I am not inclined.
थोड़ा सा डिस्पोजल करने के लिए दिया दीजिए उसको।
The trial court is directed to conclude the trial at the earliest. Yes, next.
Number 30, number 134022.
My lord, my senior Mr. Indrajit Sinha will assist this case.
Yes, where is Mr. Sinha?
Yeah, I am on behalf of the petitioner.
Therefore, my lord, I pray for a short passover for 2 to 3 cases. He is assisting. He is on legs in another court, my lord.
Who is the petitioner?
Yes, I am the petitioner, lordship. The case initially lodged for the offence under section 302 as against the wife and brother-in-law. It has been alleged, lordship, they committed the murder of husband. Later on, in this case, charge sheet has been submitted under section 306. In this case, lordship, that is on 29/2021. 29/2021, lordship, one miscarriage was taken place of the petitioner number 1. After that, husband was also not happy. Subsequently, he committed suicide. And on account of his suicide, lordship, the in-laws who are not happy with this petitioner, they implicated this petitioner and his brother-in-law and his brother. Initially, they have alleged that we committed the murder. But during investigation, lordship, it has been found that he has committed suicide.
Call for the case diary and the post-mortem reports. What are the reports?
crystal clear in FIR, lordship. एक बार FIR को पढ़ देते हैं. Last para.
And for the informant, let the diary come out. I think it will be clear that it's a case of.
So Rajesh Kumar is saying the informant is named in the FIR. What is the petitioner named in the FIR?
Lordship, just relevant para, lordship, page number 20.
Any eyewitness?
There is no eyewitness. No. There is no eyewitness.
Oh, in the meantime, the defect should be removed. Mr. Nilesh.
We'll do that.
Remove the defect.
Serial number 31, DA number 134122, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Thakur.
Lordship, I am on behalf of petition, Lordship. Lordship, the offence under section 376(2)(1) and 4/6 of the POSCO Act, Lordship. That the allegation against the petition in short, Lordship, that on the pretext of the false promise of marriage, petitioner made physical relationship, Lordship. Kindly see the page number 11, Lordship. That is the relevant portion of the FIR, Lordship.
Yes.
निवेदन पूर्वक सूचित करना है कि मैं कृतिका कुमारी उम्र 17 वर्ष, पिता कुलदीप, पता सचिन सर, जिला रांची की रहने वाली हूँ। मेरी दोस्ती शफीक अंसारी, पिता सचिन सर, पता ग्राम खलारी, थाना खलारी, जिला रांची से 3-4 वर्ष पूर्व वर्ष 2017 में हुई थी। शफीक अंसारी हमेशा मेरे घर आया जाया करता था। घर आने जाने के क्रम में शफीक अंसारी मुझे अपनी बातों में बला फुसला कर अपने प्रेम जाल में फंसा लिया और उसके बाद वो एक दिन मेरे घर आया। उस दिन मेरे घर के अलावा और कोई नहीं था, जिसका फायदा उठाकर शफीक अंसारी मेरे इच्छा के विरुद्ध जबरदस्ती मेरे मना करने के बावजूद मुझसे शारीरिक संबंध बनाया। जब मैं हल्ला करनी चाहिए तो वो बोला मैं तुमसे शादी करूंगा। इस तरह वो मेरे साथ शादी की बात बोलकर कई बार मेरे साथ शारीरिक संबंध बनाया। जब भी मैं उससे शादी के लिए बोलती तो वो कहता कि तुम अभी नाबालिग हो, तुम्हारे बालिग होते ही मैं तुमसे शादी कर लूंगा। इस बीच वर्ष 2021 में जनवरी महीने में अचानक मेरी नानी की तबीयत खराब हो जाने के कारण मैं एवं मेरी मां नानी के घर हजारीबाग चली गई। इस बीच मुझे पता चला कि शफीक अंसारी किसी दूसरी लड़की के साथ शादी कर लिया है। इसकी सूचना पाकर मैं काफी आहत हुई और मुझे काफी सदमा लगा। So Lordship, on this story, this instant FIR is a Lordship. In fact, there is a love affair between both the party, Lordship, and there are several paragraphs which is dedicated to their friendship in the case diary, Lordship, which say, Lordship, there is a love affair between the party and they are married.
Listen to me, but this argument will not stand in view of yesterday's order of the Honorable Supreme Court, which arises out of the Jharkhand High Court bail application, bail application was granted on this ground and it was rejected by the Honorable Supreme Court on the same ground. Just on the ground that even if there is a love affair, if the girl is minor and if there is an allegation of sexual assault, bail will not be granted. Yes, ask Mr. Indrajit Sinha, ask Mr. Tushar Agarwal, Nilesh Agarwal.
Yes, that case was argued by me, Your Lordship, before this honorable court, and that has been set aside by the apex court.
Yes.
That is the case of Nadeem.
Ask that. August 2021 order was passed by Jharkhand High Court. By Jharkhand High Court, August 2001.
At that time, the age of girl was 13 years only. So that was considered.
But the Honorable Supreme Court says if it's a minor, that means below 18.
Even in that case, it has been considered that the age of girl was 13 years at the time.
Honorable Supreme Court says that if the girl is minor, then even if there is a love affair, nothing to it.
The statutory offence that has been considered.
Yes. Heard the counsel for the petition, the counsel for the state. Counsel for the petitioner submits that there was a love affair between the petitioner and the informant, as the result of which this false case has been lodged. He submits that the reason for lodging the case is that the informant, the victim could come to know that the petitioner had married some other lady. Next paragraph. After hearing the parties and after going through the FIR, I find that the victim is a minor and there's an allegation of commission of rape upon the victim. Full stop. Though there was some love affair, but considering the fact that the victim is a minor and there's a forceful sexual assault, I'm not inclined to grant bail. Dismissed.
All right.
That the offence was registered under section 392. Subsequently, charge sheet has been submitted under section 395. Milord, the petitioner is in custody since 21/10/2020. And Milord, on except confession of the co-accused, neither put on TI parade, no recovery. Milord.
Yes.
Lordship, in this case, Lordship, charge has been framed, Lordship, on 7/4/2021, Lordship, पर अभी तक कोई विटनेस टर्न अप नहीं हुए हैं, एग्जामिन नहीं हुए हैं, Lordship.
He is not named.
Not named. Not named, not put on TI parade, no recovery, except confession.
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Next paragraph. From the arguments of the parties, state petitioner of the state, I find that the petitioner is not named in the FIR and no incriminating article has been recovered from his possession. Full stop. The petitioner is named on the confessional statement of the co-accused. Full stop. Next paragraph. The APP submitted that the charges have been framed on April 2021, but till date not a single witness has been produced. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, 10,002 sureties.
DL number 33, DL number 1343 of 22. Mr. Arvind Kumar Chaudhary, Mr. Samuna Tiwari.
This is under cyber crime, Milord.
CD antecedents.
Obliged, Milord.
DL number 34, DL number 1344 of 22, Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Lordship, bearing this case, Lordship. There are some surviving defects, Lordship. They may be ignored, Lordship. 5 years related to the scanned copy of the Wakalatnama. And there is a section mentioned in the registered part is there, and in the impugn order they are different, Lordship. And also the special POSCO case number is different in the impugn order with respect to the FIR.
Then
I filed the Wakalatnama, a type copy.
What is the statement of the girl?
I will read that statement in 164 statement, Lordship. जी हाँ, अपनी मर्जी से बयान दे रही हूँ, कोई दबाव नहीं है। मैं 15 सितंबर के दिन 12:30 बजे अपने घर से निकलकर ट्रैकर गाड़ी से क्रॉसिंग तक आई। उसके बाद मैं पिकअप वैन में से डिमना चौक तक आई, वहां से बिस्टीपुर चली गई कॉपी किताब खरीदने के लिए। देर शाम होने के कारण मैं अपने बॉयफ्रेंड पवन बहादुर द पिटिशनर के घर चली गई। पवन अपने घर नहीं थे।
Any allegation of sexual or physical?
No, Lordship, not in 160.
The counsel for the petition is a counsel for the
I'm for the state, Lord. In the impugn order, Lord, page 23, it has come, Lord, the evidence of a recent and forceful sexual intercourse, Lord.
From where did you get it?
Lord, in the paragraph number page 23 of the impugn order, Lord.
Yes.
Lord, in the second paragraph, Lord. in the last question.
No witnesses have been examined.
It has been the medical examination reports shows that the age of the girl is 15 years.
He made physical relationship with the victim. Where? From where it is? From where is the this court got this? 164 there is nothing.
Milord, 164 doesn't say Milord, but the medical examination reports in the impugn audit has come. So the case diary is by submission. The case diary would be.
The girl has not stated anything.
64 statement says that the girl. But
Okay.
But
for the petitioner, how is the counsel for the state? The counsel for the petitioner submits that admittedly the petitioner and the victim, who are aged about 19 years and 15 years, were having love affair. He submits that the victim herself left the house and voluntarily reached the house of this petitioner, which is apparent from a statement under section 164. He submits that the recording in the impugned order that there was physical relationship is an error apparent on the face of the record, as nothing that sort has been whispered in the entire statement recorded under 164 CRPC. So next para. After hearing the counsel for the parties, I find that it is there is an allegation that the informant, the victim, was found missing from the house of the informant, who happens to be the father of the victim. So the case was instituted under section 366 capital A, 4 and 8 of the POCSO. Full stop. The victim was recovered and a statement was recorded under section 164 CRPC by the Judicial Magistrate Jamshedpur on 18/9/2020. Full stop. The 3-page statement has been brought on record. From perusal of the aforesaid statement, I find that she admitted that there was some affair going on between the informant and the victim. She further stated that she herself went to the house of this petitioner where the petitioner was not present. Where the petitioner was not present, she further stated that she couldn't contact her parents. Full stop. In the entire statement recorded under 164 CRPC, I find that there is no whisper of any physical or sexual assault. Full stop. In absence of any physical, or in view of the aforesaid statement recorded under 164, I am inclined to release this petitioner.
Obliged.
DL number 35, DL number 1345 of 22.
Milords, in this case, I am appearing on behalf of informant, filed the wakalatnama yesterday, Milord, through mail, and today also, Milords. That has not been, but it has been reflected in, Milord, the status.
Milord, this is the case number under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, Milord. Milord, the allegation is that, Milord, the informant's husband, Milord, while he was going, Milord, towards Hundru to attend the marriage ceremony of his nephew, my lord, some of the unknown miscreants are said to have made, my lord, indiscriminate firing at him, and during the course of treatment, my lord, he died. My lord, the petitioner is not named in the FIR and there is no eyewitness to the occurrence. My lord, my name has come, my lord, during investigation. My lord, many of the co-accused persons, my lord, similarly situated, my lord.
Let the case diary come.
My lord.
Has been identified in TIP, Milords.
Lord, say I have sent the memo evidence through email, Lord, say, to it itself.
Yes, next.
DL number 46, DL number 1346 of 22, Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Lordship, in this case, Lordship, the case is of NDPS Act, Lordship. The allegation is that the petitioner was selling brown sugar at night and he was apprehended and the seizure was made. The prosecution itself cannot be relied upon, Lordship. I need to place.
Take all this down at the trial.
Only 9.14 grams, along with the paper, has been like.
The petitioner held the learned counsel for the state. Petitioner was apprehended with brown sugar, weighing 9.14 grams. Full stop. Next para. Counsel for the
along with the paper, because the weight has not been determined.
The weight of the paper has also been included. Full stop. Be that as it may, since the petitioner was apprehended along with brown sugar and the allegation is that he was selling the same, I'm not inclined to release the petitioner. Dismissed.
Any observation also?
No observation. No observation.
Obliged.
Serial number 37, DA number 1348/22, Mr. Anjali Kumar.
Lordship, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner.
Yes.
Lordship, offence is registered under section 354, 354D, 363, 366. Petitioner is not named in the FIR. FIR is against the one Savan Lohra. FIR has been lodged by the mother of the victim girl, and subsequently in 161 statement, she has stated that this petitioner and others has helped them to flee away.
Where is the statement of the girl?
Lordship, that has come in the impugn order itself.
What was the case diary along with the case diary full stop? The statement of the victim recorded under 164 CRPC will also
Lordship,
be...
these days 164 statement is not supplied to us, Lordship.
No, the court will forward it.
Lordship.
Lordship, other co-accused has been granted bail, Lordship, in this case. Krishna Pan, 1608.
Let us see what is the statement.
Serial number 38, DA number 1350/22, Mr. Anupam Anand.
Lordship, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. May I submit, in the case of the co-accused, Your Lordship,
yes.
In the case of a co-accused, Lordship was pleased to pass call for the case diary, that is BS 613 of 2022.
BS 613
of 2022 by the order dated.
Along with BS 613 of 2022. The APP will file an affidavit intimating as to whether the petitioner is involved in any similar nature cases or not. Is that something?
Custody date in para 5 may be verified since in the opening para of an impugn order, the filing date is stated as 4/1/22, whereas custody date as 10/1/22.
Your Lordship, may I make one submission with that respect?
Yes.
Because in the impugn order, it has inadvertently been typed as the bail petition was filed on 4th of January. However, it was filed on 14th of January. I have verified it.
Counsel for the petitioner submits the bail application before the court below was filed on 14th of January and not on 4th of January. What is the name of this petitioner?
It's Jaksa Lohar alias Dwarika Vishkarma.
Jaksa Lohar.
Because I am unable to pronounce this name. The spelling is Jaksa.
Remove the defects.
Yes,
the defects in the meantime.
In the meantime, I shall. Wait 2 minutes.
Next.
Yes, Lord. I'm appearing.
So I'm appearing on behalf of the informant.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. This case under section 304B. The petitioner happens to be the uncle-in-law of the deceased, my lord. Lordship, may kindly see the FIR that is at page 20, my lord. Asphyxia due to hanging, my lord, committed suicide. The husband was
city.
My lord. In one of the co-accused case, the CD has been called for, my lord.
Yes.
It has been tagged along with that, my lord. I was only praying that.
Is this case along with?
DA number 660 of 2022.
660 of 2022. Along with, yes.
Serial number 40, DA number 1353 of 22, Mohammed Jayal.
Your Lordship, in the instant case, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. Case is under Arms Act, Lordship. It is alleged that secret information has been received in relation to running of a gun factory. Even according to the prosecution, the said house belongs to one Muhammad Asghar Ansari, and the same was being run by co-accused Muhammad Jamal. It is simply alleged that these petitioners, along with others, were apprehended from that very house although from another room, some half-made pistols were recovered, which had. And as far as the position of these petitioners, save and except mobile phones, nothing has been recovered from their possession, Lordship. Although from the rooms, some articles has been recovered.
You were engaged in making those.
It is alleged that I was engaged. I was working there as labor, Your Lordship, by the minigun factory. Even according to the prosecution, belongs to co-accused person. These petitioners are having no criminal antecedent, Lordship. I had also stated in my petition also, Lordship, that
Arrested from the place of occurrence.
From that very house, it is not said from that very room where the guns, half-made guns, Lordship, no operating guns were recovered, but half-made guns were recovered from a different room, Your Lordship, not from that very room. It cannot be said that it was within my knowledge that the same were kept in another room, Your Lordship. Petitioner number 1 used to drive. He works as a tempo driver, whereas petitioner number 2 is a fruit vendor in footpath, Your Lordship, and having no criminal antecedent. Even according to the prosecution, Lordship, house belongs to different co-accused person, run by different person.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. Next para. A house was raided. From where? A house was raided. Full stop. It is alleged that in the same house, manufacturing of illegal firearms were going on. Full stop. Illegal firearms are being manufactured. Full stop. The petitioners were arrested from the said house. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that admittedly the house doesn't belong to the petitioner. Rather, it is the owner of the house is Muhammad Asghar Ansari. Full stop. He further submits that Asghar Ansari along with Muhammad Jamal was involved in this business of it was involved in setting up this illegal arms factory. Next para. From the impugned order, I find that the petitioners were apprehended from the spot from where, full stop, the house was being used to manufacture illegal firearms from the house 52 plus 39. 91 pieces of semi-manufactured firearm was recovered. Considering the serious allegation and the fact that the petitioners were found at the place of occurrence, I'm not inclined to release the petitioner. Dismiss.
Your Lordship, any observation, Your Lordship? They are in custody since November, Your Lordship.
Yes, stay. No problem.
They are having no antecedent also, Your Lordship. That is why I was praying any observation may be given, Your Lordship.
Antecedent has got no relevance in this for this court. Yes.
Just it's a case which has been registered under section 363, 366, Lordship, being in penal code. As per the FIR, it is said, Lordship, that the victim went out on the date of her saying she was going to play. Then she did not return. On the next day, she made a call to the informant from the mobile of this petitioner. Lordship, the 164 statement, I have annexed annexure 2, page 17.
What is annexure 3?
Annexure 3 is a order of bail, Lordship, in one of the cases which has been mentioned in the impugned order. It has been granted bail by this honorable.
Yes, read the impugned.
Lordship. So see, annexure 2 is the 164 statement. May I read that?
Yes.
मैं स्वेच्छा से अपना बयान दर्ज कराना चाहती हूँ कि दिनांक 26/5/20 को मैं घर पर बोलकर निकली कि खेलने जा रही हूँ, पर मैं अनिल के साथ एक मंदिर में चली गई। वहीं पर मैं उसके साथ 2 दिन रही। अनिल मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड है। मैं उसको 1 साल से जानती हूँ। मैं उससे शादी करना चाहती हूँ, इसलिए मैं घर से भागकर उससे शादी करने के नियत से हम दोनों मंदिर चले गए। उसने मेरे साथ कोई जोर जबरदस्ती नहीं किया। मैं अपनी मर्जी से उसके साथ चली गई थी। अनिल ने मुझ पर कभी दबाव नहीं डाला। उससे प्यार करती हूँ, इसलिए मैं घर वालों को बिना बताए उसके साथ चली गई थी। यही मेरा बयान है। तो there's no allegation of any sexual or virtuous or physical assault or sexual assault.
Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. Though the informant is a minor, aged about 13 years, and the petitioner is aged about 20 years, The informant in her statement under 164 CRPC states that she herself went to the house of this went with this petitioner, and she categorically stated that there was no pressure, force
Barely got a case called out.
from the side of this petitioner. She doesn't allege any sexual or physical assault. So rather, yes, you believe. As from her statement, it is rather impliedly, she denies the aforesaid and denies any torture or assault. Considering the statement recorded under 164, 10,000 rupees.
DA number 32, DA number 1355 Mr. Diwakar Jha, Mr. Diwakar Jha.
Yes, my lord. Lord, initially, case was registered under section 366. Subsequently, section 18 of POCSO Act was added. Lord, I have annexed to the statement of the victim girl. She has categorically stated that her age is 19 years, and there are documents also, my lord, suggesting that her age is 19 years. Lord, may I read annexed to page 13?
Because the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. The victim is recovered and her statement has been recorded under 164 CRPC. The victim declared her age to be 19 years, which is recorded in the statement under section 164 CRPC. In the statement under section 164 CRPC, she has stated that she herself has left the house so that she can marry this petitioner. It is stated that she called the petitioner at Giridih, and thereafter they went to Ranchi and they flew from Ranchi to Delhi, where they stayed, from where the petitioner was apprehended. Full stop. Considering the state, she in her statement, where is 376? There is no allegation of 376 in the.
Kindly have a look to charge sheet, my lord. Therefore, I am submitting, my lord. They have manufactured entire investigation is printed, my lord. There is no allegation, despite that.
In the statement recorded under 164 CRPC, there is no allegation of sexual or physical assaults. But surprisingly, in the charge sheet, section 376(2) has been incorporated. 376(2) within brackets small one has been incorporated. Full stop. Considering the statement of the victim recorded under 164 CRPC, and the fact that she has declared herself to be major, I am inclined to release this.
I have also PAN card of that.
Yes.
Wherein also the her age date of birth.
DA number 43, DA number 1356 of 22.
The offences are registered under section 302, 201, and 364A of the IPC. Initially, what is registered, further, the cognizance has already been taken under section 302 and 201. So the FIR starts from page 12, the content page 13. But the version of the informant varies. Now there are two stories what he has come up with. So if I'm allowed to read the content of the FIR.
Just a minute.
Yes,
Page 11 of FIR has not been filed, but typed copy has been filed.
What is page 11 of the FIR?
Malad, the page 11 of the FIR, I have it with me. Malad, it is just the other side of page number 10, and only two, it contains, Malad, only two names of the Gawah. Okay.
Complete this 1 week. 1 week.
1 week, Malad.
Defects.
Oblige, Malad.
Serial number 44, BA number 136022.
Lordship, I am appearing, Lordship. As per for alleged offence under section 393 of IPC, Lordship, 3 persons have been apprehended by the informant, Lordship, and out of 3, Lordship, 2 are released on bail by the order of the Lieutenant Court below. But the bail of this petitioner has been rejected only on the ground that he has some antecedents, Lordship. He is in custody since 15/9/20, my lord. Only
How many antecedents?
3 antecedents, sir.
You are in custody since?
Since 15/9/20, 1 साल 6 महीने लगभग.
Because the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Full stop. Along with the petitioner, 2 other persons were apprehended. Full stop. The trial court has granted bail to those 2 accused, but rejected the case of this petitioner on the ground that the petitioner is having a criminal antecedent of similar nature. Full stop. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner has been sufficiently punished as he has remained in custody from
15/9/20.
15/9/20.
My lord. I have stated in para 1, my lord.
15/9/20. The charge sheet has already been submitted. Full stop. Considering the period of custody and the fact that other period of custody, I am inclined to release this petitioner 10,000 rupees.
Oblige.
Oblige, Darshi.
Serial number 45, BA number 136122. Mr. Pakushala,
May it please, your Lords. Case under section 302, 307, 120B of Indian Penal Code and section 27 of Arms Act. FIR instituted against 2 named persons. Petitioner is not named in FIR. It has been alleged in FIR that one Rohit Gupta has called a disease to one Rajasthani Dharamsala, and when disease went there, then unknown shooter came and shot the disease to death. During investigation, name of 10 to 12 persons have come, including this petitioner as the conspirator. It has come in the impugn order at page number 19 that material against the petitioner is based on hearsay statement of conspiracy and confessional statement. Oblige.
Serial number 46, BA number 1362 of 22. Mr. Rajiv Kumar Sinha, Mr. Vishnu Kumar Mahato.
We are appealing for the petitioner in this case, my lords. My lords, offence alleged to have been committed by the petitioner under section 147, 148, 149, 341, 326, 302, 120B of the Indian Penal Code. Now, my lords,
Just a minute. Just a minute. What is the authentication fee?
No, provision of law may be corrected plus 5 others.
Correct the provision of law.
439, 440 होना चाहिए तो 400 गलती इस टाइप हो गया.
Correction.
We'll correct it.
1 week.
We'll correct it.
1 week. 1 week.
1 week. Yes. Also ठीक कर देंगे.
1 week too.
कर दो उसको.
BA number 47, BA number 1363 of 22. Mr. Pankaj Kumar Dubey.
My lord, petitioner pray for regular bail offences alleged under section 20 and 22 of the NDPS Act. My lord, kindly see the seizure list as page 15 and 16, wherein the petitioner has not put signature on the seizure list.
What is the material? What is the material?
100 ग्राम गांजा है पिटिशनर नंबर 2 के तरफ दुकान से, और 70 ग्राम गांजा है पिटिशनर नंबर 3 के दुकान से.
पिटिशनर नंबर 1.
पिटिशनर नंबर 1 के पास से 70 ग्राम है.
The 70 grams and 100 grams of ganja was recovered from the possession of these 2 petitioners, respectively. Considering the weight of the material and the material being ganja, I'm inclined to release this petitioner. 10,000.
You like
Serial number 48, case number 1365 of 22, Mr. Indu Shekhar Gupta.
In this case, madam, I'm praying for 1 week time, my lord. As because I am out of station, my lord.
Where is the son of the informant?
Lordship,
Son of the informant has been recovered.
जो फाइट तो नहीं है हम
Counsel for the petitioner prays for some time. Prayer allowed. This case is adjourned.
Lordship.
Mr.
Like.
Yeah, Lordship.
Next.
Lordship, I am on behalf of the appearing on behalf of the petitioner, Your Lordship. Alleged offences under section 386, 387, 34 IPC and section 25, 1A, 26 and 35 of the Arms Act, Your Lordship. I have annexed the Annexure 2, page 21, Your Lordship, the bail order. Similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail by this Honorable Court, Your Lordship. And the aim of the present petition also came on the confessional statement of co-accused, Your Lordship. Umesh
Yes.
Law Kumar Singh.
APP.
Yes, Lordship. I have stated annexure 2, make page 22, Your Lordship.
Execution of petitioner differs from his name at Wakalatnama.
Krishna Kumar. Krishna Mato. You make necessary
Umesh Pandey alias Umesh Giri and Law Kumar Singh were apprehended from their confessional statement. The name of the person came to light.
correct. This Wakalatnama needs correction. 1 week to remove the defects.
Serial number 50, case number 833 of 22, Mr. JSC.
May it please your lordships.
Yes.
On the last occasion, your lordships wanted to know the case number of the another case which has been lodged in connection with the said occurrence.
Yes.
Now, my lords, that is Bali DPS case number 121 of 2017. This case was lodged 121 of 2017. Now, this case was lodged when the dead body of the unidentified girl was recovered from that place.
And so if postmortem report and the other documents are not being forwarded.
Lords, since dead body was recovered there, postmortem was held there, the doctor, other witnesses, so far the recovery are concerned, they are yet to be examined. The inquest report, postmortem report is not in the present record, my lords.
How many witnesses have to be examined?
5 witnesses, my lords, as per the prosecution. Whether it involves all those witnesses who are in Bokaro case or not, my lords, that is not to our information. But the court has recorded that 20 witnesses are there, out of which 15 have been examined.
Yes.
And now, my lords, only one thing which I wanted to show your lordships.
Yes.
My lords, page 25, internal page 6 of the impugned order, my lords.
Yes.
The second paragraph, my lords.
Yes.
This is the finding of the learned court below. After hearing both sides and after perusal of case records, it transpires that co-accused Asghar Ansari has confessed his guilt in his confessional statement, which is available on record. And on the basis of this confessional statement, name of the petitioner came to light as active as co-associate in committing the alleged offense. Now, but save and accept the confessional statement of the co-accused, there is absolutely no material as against this petitioner, and co-accused has been granted by this Honorable Lords, I will appear on each and every date and on any condition as imposed by this honorable court. Lord, the only thing is the boy with whom the girl eloped, he has granted bail. The other against whom was allegation that murder weapon was recovered on his instance, he has been granted bail. My name has come on the confession statement of the accused. No robbery, nothing is there.
Charles Bocaro, this is Balidi.
Balidi.
Number 121 of 2017. Heard the counsel for the petition, heard the counsel for the state. Considering the fact that the prayer for bail of the petitioner was earlier rejected on merits, and also out of 20,15 witnesses have already been examined in this case, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. The same is rejected. Next para. The interim order suggests that the trial is being lingered because of the fact that the postmortem report, inquest report, and the other material has to be secured from Charles Bocaro. First up, next para. At this stage, Mr. Jitendra S. Singh, learned counsel, submits that since the dead body was recovered from the district of Bokaro, a separate case was registered there as Balidi PS case number 121 of 2017, and the inquest report, postmortem report, and the other papers are in the district of Bokaro, whereas this case is being tried in the district of Giridih. Ramgarh. Since in the impugned order, I find that the trial court at Ramgarh is waiting for the aforesaid documents. I direct the principal district and session judge Bokaro to immediately forward all the documents in relation to Balidi PS case number 121 of 2017 to the court of additional session judge 1, special judge FTC Ramgarh, in ST case who is in session of ST case number 70 of 2018, so that the trial in ST case number 70 of 2018 can be concluded at the earliest. Full stop. The said document should be forwarded by a special messenger within a week from date of receipt of the order of this court. Full stop. Further, next line. Further, the trial court, that is additional session judge 1, special judge FTC Ramgarh, will ensure that on receipt of those documents, the trial, the witnesses are recorded, and on day-to-day basis, after giving prior information of the schedule to the prosecution. First up, after recording of the witness evidence, the trial court will try to conclude the trial at the earliest. Full stop. A report should also be sent to the Registrar General of this court. Let a copy of this order be faxed immediately to the Principal District Judge Bokaro and the FTC 1, so and so forth. Yes.
On Passover matter, under the heading order sheet date serial number 2, DA number 1300 of 22. Mr. Sumit Malhotra.
Yes, there's a minor defect that duly certified to be true type copy of handwritten page of annexure 3 may be filed.
No, what is this? There's an allegation of conspiracy against you.
Yes, that is the only allegation, and 3 of the co-accused have been granted bail. I have already annexed one of the.
Let the case diary come. Call for the case diary.
Annexure 4 is actually the statement on the basis of which the name of the petitioner has cropped up. And she has been granted bail.
Lordship, case diary required in this case, Lordship.
Case diary. Case diary.
Oblige, Lordship.
Thank you.